So I started building bikes because I was always fascinated with, like I said, motorcycles and cars and hot rods. I mean, in high school, I had a 1978 Pontiac Trans Am, that big old snorkel hood scoop, big old fat Mickey Thompsons on the back, and every weekend I was racing that car. And every weekend I was working on that car, or every week I was working on the car, every weekend I was racing it. But what really got me into building bikes was people like Aaron Green and Joe Martin and Billy Lane, and one of the biggest inspirations I've had as far as metalworking goes is Jesse James. You know, when you see guys like that, I just figured, man, you know, I really like making stuff, whether it's custom motorcycle seats or it's wallets or motorcycles, it doesn't matter. I just really like building stuff. So when I built my first bike, it was more of a rebuild than a build. I had bought a chopper from a guy, and for the most part the bike was really good, but it kept breaking down, and I just got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna tear it apart, rebuild it. So I did that. So I can't really take credit for building the bike. I just basically rebuilt the bike. But my first bike that I built was my father-in-law's 2001 Harley Davidson Road King, and I built that bike, started building that bike at the beginning of 2013. And at the time, I didn't know that you could buy all these parts. So me, my best friend, and a couple other of my friends took the time, and we handmade all of the parts for this bike. And it took us about 10.5 months to build everything, and then took about 6 or 7 months to get the damn thing painted. But once it was painted and it was fully, completely built and done, and I was riding it, there's just something to be said about building something with your own two hands and getting out there and enjoying what you built. dad was always into hot rods, and him and one of his best friends actually they modified bikes. I don't want to say they built frames and did all that, but they modified bikes and stuff. So that's where I got the bug. And the funny thing is, I can't ever really remember watching him build anything. I just remember him always having cool shit that was hand built. Fast forward, I got into bikes about 96 or 97, little crotch rocket, and I got rid of that quickly. 3 months in, 3 months out, gone. I got my first chopper in 2004 or 2005, and started doing motorcycle seats, and really got really heavy into the whole chopper motorcycle scene and the different rallies and stuff. Got to meet a lot of the at that time the big celebrity builders. And then about 2007, 2008, all the good TV shows and all the biker build-offs and all that stuff started to dwindle away. So all these celebrity bike builders went away. Now you got to remember, 2002 to 2007, these guys were rock stars. So you were wanting to take pictures with them, wanting to get autographs and do all this cool stuff with them. Well, in 2013, I decided I wanted to throw my name in the hat and start building a bike. And I don't know what hat I'm talking about. I just wanted to build a bike. So I didn't know parts were available for the way that I wanted to build a bike. So I handmade everything. And then I decided I really wanted to do more of them and more of them, but I never wanted to leave my day job, because the day job is a security. You get that 401k, you get the medical benefits and all that. So I just decided I'm just going to do it in my garage. Keep my day job, do this at night and on the weekends and stuff. Plus, I get to pass it on to my kids.
I've known Kevin since I think we were 7 years old. We did exactly that. We played cars, Hot Wheels and stuff in the sand and my neighbor's front yard. We built bicycles together. I guess that's how all this kind of got started. I mean, from early age, we were always trying to modify something. We were bicycles. We turned a bicycle and put motorcycle wheels on it. Literally, motorcycle wheels, motorcycle handlebars. That thing probably weighed 500 pounds. Took three of us to push it to get it started, but then we could pedal it down the road. I mean, that's just some of the crazy stuff we did. Of course, you know, coming up at that time, where we lived, there was a lot of things going on, like the Mexican guys, they were doing all those lowrider bicycles, so we would try to do our version of it or whatever. I mean, we just had all these crazy ideas as kids, and I really truly believe that's kind of what started all this.
The way this whole grind thing started was there was a painter that had done an acquaintance of mine, done him really wrong, and basically got him for a lot of cash and never fixed his bike. And the guy asked me if I would help him put his bike back together, because he was disabled to a degree, and I was like, yeah, I'll help you. I didn't realize I was going to end up building this whole bike, but I did. And in the course of working on his bike, I had the bright idea to go live on Facebook and call this guy out. But I gave him 2 weeks. I warned him, hey, if you don't make any attempt at, resolving this situation, I'm going to call you out and let everybody on Facebook know who you are, and to be very leery of you and the way you practice. Well, he ended up coming on. We went live. I thought everything was resolved. And then I found out that customer was he was hard to work with. But the whole grind show started simply because I wanted somebody to keep from getting screwed. I wanted to call somebody out for doing people wrong. Well, as everything I do, it evolves and rolls into something else, and it evolved into a biker build-off.
Hey. Whining me.
I figured we could take professional bike builders and pit them against guys like me that were novices, but definitely either had the passion or to a degree had the talent, just didn't have the format or the platform to do it. So I had the bright idea I would be the first Joe to go against a pro, and I did, and I smoked him. My bike just hands down beat everything he did. Either he didn't try to put any effort in it because he just didn't think that I would bring anything, or he did put effort in it and I smoked him. Either way you look at it, I beat him. So we did that for the biker build-offs for 2.5, almost 3 years, and then COVID hit. And you know, doing my show every Thursday night, you know, people watch and they're wanting to see the biker build-offs, and they keep asking and keep asking. I figured, screw it, let's have one big build-off. And to some of these builders that kept talking about wanting to be in my show, but then in the other side of their mouth they would say the show's rigged, I figured this would be a big middle finger to them. Let's see how badass you are. You think my shows are rigged? Put your money where your mouth is. So oddly enough, the guys that were talking the smack, none of them entered the show. Well, the show's very simple. You pay $2,500, you get 11 months to build a bike, and you bring it to Galveston, Texas, and you pit it against the other guys that paid their $2,500, and now you have judges that are going to judge those bikes, and there's no complaining, because you get to stand there while they judge it. You get to go talk to the judges. Hell, you get the judging sheet. It's already online. You can see it. So the whole time you get to build your bike, you actually know what these guys are going to be doing. It's kind of hard to say, I'm a badass bike builder, but you never put anything into it. When you put $2,500 into something just to compete, you got some skin in the game. I know you're going to take it serious.
So I'm Smooth with I Sell Customz. This is
Boo, which I Sell Customz.
Same deal. We're in the 2021 Grind National Biker Build-Off, hosted by Mr. Kevin Sockwell. Yes, we stole your idea, and we are doing our intro late. We're actually redoing our intro. So it's just going to be him and I. We're the partners in the business. Our other guy is
Having a
preoccupied.
procedure.
Having a
right
procedure
now.
done. But man, we're totally stoked about being in this build-off. It's going to be cool. I know we got in early. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in both categories of the build-off. I just think it's going to be cool all the way through, man. We always try and go above and beyond what we've done in the past, so it's pretty cool.
We always try and give ourselves more time too, which never seems to happen.
Due to recent events, we started this bike. We had 11 months to build this bike, and we literally started this bike 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we've got 5 weeks left to get this thing done. So in true Shy South fashion, fuck it, let's just stress the shit out of everybody and build something cool. scrapped our original frame and started all over again. And we had a guy working for us, helping us out. He wanted to be part of the build. Whatever, we're all about it. Good welder, or decent welder anyway. Did some real questionable, sketchy shit, and in his personal life that actually reflected back on the shop. So we can't. I'm not gonna have somebody here like that. So we just kind of cut ties with them, and we started all over again. Frame, build, everything about 2 weeks ago when we cut my wounded chopper in half. That dragon tail on the bike is so fucking badass. I can't be happier with the way everything went. This is a square stock steel, 1.5 inches. I'm measuring out the center point on it on all 4 sides. We're going to cut this into a dragon tail for our down tube, our front down tube. Nobody's ever done it before. Everybody does twisted steel out of octagon, which kind of looks like that. They do the twist on it. I've seen square bar with a slight twist to it. I've seen everything like that. I will say that I actually stole this idea from Kevin Sockwell, the host of the Grind and the National Biker Buildoff. He was telling me about trying to do something like this on his kid's bike or for his kid's bike when he gets ready to build it. He told me he found the idea from somebody else. I thought it sounded so fucking cool. I kind of want to steal the idea and try it. So we're going to twist this into a dragon tail. So we're going to measure the center point of this, and then we're going to start measuring back at 45s, coming back all the way down, and then we're going to reverse the 45s on this side. So, all right, guys, we did the initial twist. Let me get in here on an angle, and you can kind of see it. So we did the initial twist. We're reheating, and we're going to go back after it again for part 2 and see what happens. Matt's just in there rolling it to evenly disperse this heat, but no joke, that's a bitch. That was a bitch turning that, but it's gonna. The end result is going to be tits. That's all I can say. It's going to look super cool.
I like that curve because I think the curve goes with everything.
I will be installing the engine, installing the primary, installing the transmission, installing the front end, the wheels, all of the electrical. Help with designing with the headlight. We already kind of have the taillight idea, and yeah, I mean, that's really about it. And just make sure the thing runs, starts, and rides.
23. Flip it over. back to even 20, it'd be cutting this back here, and our mouse would still be there.
Boom. And then you can draw one here, or we just gonna cut it.
Do what?
We're gonna figure out where he's gonna cut it.
Draw a line.
No, to cut the fender.
Ah, make sure it's straight.
I know, me too. So all I do, so all I got is, you know what, it's the biggest acting I
You want it here?
Oh, yeah. I was trying to watch.
Fuck, now we gotta weld those holes.
Is your internet connection spotty?
And John, we're gonna have to move then where the chain cutout is.
Yeah, it's easy.
Where did you mark it before you do it in black? Did you just mark this line?
Yes, I use this and that.
Better?
Mo better.
Well,
Right there. I mean, if you're behind the bike.
It took me forever. You could find like 150 movies, that's what you're searching for.
And then when I shave,
Exactly. And Dan and I do that all the time. Click on it and
it's not that much.
or take it.
I won't be able to pressure the form mill. Oh, hold on a little bit there.
And then
That's a lot.
If you set it where you want it, and you run this,
That's what I did.
that should give you your curve.
And I did that, and it's cutting these off. Center this off the center line in the center. It's gonna go right there, in the center on the fender. The back, off the center. This is a fucked up cut. It's not flat,
Yeah,
like
'cause
this side is flat. This is flat up to here, but then it dips out.
But here's the other thing. What are you going to use those for anyways? What are you going to use these ones for? Nothing. Nothing. You're going to mount here.
How you gonna mount it
here?
I'll feed the airline through and I'll just start fucking.
You know what I mean?
I'll zing it off.
You're not going to get all the way in there to mount. I think 2 of these and 1 of these and you're fine.
So you think this is good? When I laid it on the crest of the fender.
I think it gives us a good starting. It gives us a good starting point.
Something else too. Let's say you cut like a cut hair too much off. You know, we can always put a fucking cut out a piece of rubber to put on.
Well, that's what I'm.
Well, no, we are putting. I am.
I'm still thinking, Dan. Even if you get a closer, we could use
John,
this
does that
form
look?
mill.
Does that look good?
As far as,
Straight?
yeah, you're,
If
yeah.
I do this the same way, I'm gonna go right here and follow the fucking curve down.
That's way higher though.
Yeah, you're farther back on this roll. If that makes sense.
It does.
You go through the buttons?
Just get them excited enough, the buttons fly right off.
I'm more interested in this than anything right
It's the
now.
snap buttons.
Question was posed, what does bike building mean to me? And I guess the answer for that is more to do with what it should mean. I mean, honestly, no matter what it is, when you're being creative, if you can't put emotion into it, it doesn't have any value. And I think that what you can do to take the influences that surround you and create something that causes people to feel is important, whether that's a house or it's a car or a bike. It could be an art piece, it could be food. It doesn't matter, but when I'm creating something that means something and has value, and is just not this purely mechanical, assemble, get it done, work kind of crap. It's really important that it have some kind of value emotionally, because you want your product, regardless what it is, whether it's the motorcycle or a piece of the motorcycle, to communicate a story. And when I mean story, I mean it has a valid existence. It's not just two wheels and a motor and a transmission and wires and paint and powder coat chrome and crap. You know, it has more to do with what does the overall aesthetic do for somebody when they look at it? How does it make them feel? And what you're doing responsibly as a creative individual to help people be able to feel a certain way about things. I think that's extremely valuable as a person of creativity.
Hey, so I'm Mike Pogenpole, owner of Convict Customz. We're in Davenport, Iowa, and we signed up to do the biker Buildoff. We're a full-time shop, been open about 8 years. Got about 25,000 square foot under roof. Showroom, got our own paint facility, and I'll take you for a walk out there later. We are going to be building a 1978 Ironhead Sportster. Everybody does the same old thing of an Ironhead Sportster. Hardtail, Springer front end, blah, blah, blah. So to the best of my knowledge, this has never been done, but we're going to attempt to build the world's first lay frame Ironhead using the stock chassis. And since we drug our feet for the past 12 months, we have about 55 days to do it.
Billy Burger's got the one-piece body all done almost.
To nothing now.
Well, whatever the...
I don't want this to stick out past this. So either you bring it up,
Which is fine.
Only 2 months to go. Might as well start today, huh?
Well, my name's Paul. I am self-appointed audio guy, I guess. Electrical. I've known Mike for fucking ever. Since we were probably 14, I've known Mike. I got my first Harley, got my first motorcycle 12 years ago or so. So I got a hold of Mike, bought some parts, started, you know, asking him questions about how I was supposed to put them on and, you know, shit I was supposed to do. And so I started coming over just to his house, working out of the garage, and learned more and more and more. And
well, that's when he was actually working out of it.
that's when he was actually working out of his house in a single car garage.
Don't forget to mention you're a great bowler.
Apparently I'm supposed to mention that I'm an okay bowler. And just started coming around and did it part-time with him for, I don't know, a few years. And then started to get bigger and decided both to quit our jobs and rent a space and team up and become partners, and been going strong for 8 years full-time, 8.5 years, 8+ years full-time. So
I'm Nate, here at Convict. I'm a low man on totem pole, you could say. Do grunt work, install just about anything you want to install, wire, buff, take shit apart, put shit together, basics. The Buildoff's pretty exciting around here. It's got us all kind of buzzing, kind of excited, not trying to tip our hand, but we're going to do something probably nobody's expecting. It's going to be a little different. Not going to be a bagger, not going to be shit you see every day or shit we work on every day. It's going to be different. I think that's the coolest part. It's going to be stuff that we're going to make 99% of the stuff in-house for. Really excited to see some of the other guys, what they come with.
Alright, so that chin spoiler about done. Left side's done. Got a shape in the right side yet, gotta finish it. All steel. Got that in the works. Center part here is gonna fit around the air tank. Got the carbs mounted, twin lakes, kind of tacked in place, all stainless X pipe intake. So Billy's gonna finish all those up tomorrow. Only got about 4 days left to mock up, and we gotta get this thing to paint. So we're pretty close.
Rallies and stuff. Me and Kevin have been going to rallies for many years. I guess one of the things that makes us pretty good friends that we like doing the same things. We will sit there for hours and hours and watch bikes go by and go look at them and check out all the details that we can see, things that are handmade, things that somebody else made, that we can pick out parts that other guys have manufactured that we know that have and then put these parts on their bikes, and we've even seen the ones that say, oh yeah, I made this bike, and then we can right away tell that those are somebody else's parts. Things like that. It's just, that's what we look at. We're looking at details, looking at ideas, what people have done, what we could do different or better, or that's just something that we have in common.
So looking forward to the 2021 Grind National Biker Build-Off. Basically all I'm really wanting to do is bring back the glory days of the bike builders, where these guys are basically the celebrities of the industry, because let's face it, these builders build some of the coolest bikes in the industry. They're the guys that people aspire to be, or people want to build bikes the way they build them, so they buy the parts and they stimulate the industry is basically what they do. But I also want these guys to be, like I said before, rock stars of the industry. I want to see people wanting to take pictures with them again and wanting to get autographs with these guys, because all of these guys, every single one of these builders in their own right build some amazing motorcycles and have skill sets that need to be recognized. I'd love to just pick one of them out, but I can't pick one of them out. But they drive the industry.
My name's Logan Black. I'm 30 years old. I'm originally from Lamar's, Iowa, and I'm the owner of Black Diamond Designs in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm competing in the bagger and softail class, and hopefully have a real shot at this. A little background about myself. My passion for motorcycles started when I was a kid. I used to follow my dad out in the garage, watch him work on his bike. He's the one that probably taught me the most. Just sitting back and watching, helping when I could. Then evolved into me taking any and everything apart, didn't matter what it was. I just love to see how things work, how they operate, how to customize them. My parents didn't like that because every little thing that I bought or had, I'd take it downstairs, take it apart, and try to customize it, and they hated that. At 14, my dad woke me up and he said, "Hey, go get a job." And about an hour later, I had an internship at the local motorcycle shop. The owner's name was Rob Oliva. He had a really good mechanic named Terry Willer. Without those two, I probably wouldn't be where I am today in the motorcycle world. I was the main mechanic on the MotoGP team for a while. Really learned the ins and outs of running a business, and not only that, just being a mechanic. I shadowed Terry for a while. He was damn good on Harleys, and that's where most of my just basic Harley knowledge comes from. Mechanical engineering school didn't work out. I transferred out of there. I went up to Watertown, South Dakota, and got my A&P license, 2-year degree to go work on airplanes. So while I was going to A&P school, I was the moderator on chopbaggers.com. It was one of the first custom motorcycle forums. I was a moderator on there, helping people online with any questions. It really kept me active in the industry. Even though I was young, people, well, hopefully they respected me, my answers, and my help. Graduated from A&P school. We moved down to Phoenix in 2014, I think. I immediately got a job to go work on private and corporate jets, multi-million-dollar jets. Had a really good job, but it was just really boring. It wasn't custom. It was just a job. It was show up, clock in, get your work done, and go home. It wasn't entertaining. It was nothing. If you could read a manual, you could work on an airplane, and it just wasn't for me. I was like, I need to be doing something custom. So I eventually accepted a job to get me out of aviation, which was scary, but it definitely got me to where I needed to be. I'm currently managing Paul Yaffe's fiberglass shop, which it's been great. I mean, it's my full-time gig, so it's crazy to be working for such an icon in the industry. So I do that during the day. It's my 6 to 2:30 job, and then at night I come home in this 2-stall garage and I create some cool shit for a lot of people. In this garage is where hopefully this bike is going to be built. I'm going to be hopefully building a lay frame 30-inch Road King one-off body monster. I don't have a team. I don't have a bunch of friends that come over. It's me. My wife gets me a bunch of beers, and she's there for moral support. And it's just me out here with my own thoughts and crazy ideas, and we're hopefully going to have a shot at winning this thing. I got my day job from 6 to 2:30, and second shift here starts at about 3:30, and it goes till almost midnight every night. So I will be living in this garage for the next several months, and hopefully we're going to create a monster.
I'm Dave Covington from Covington, Cycle City. Been doing this since the mid-90s. I've actually been playing with motorcycles a little longer, but we've had a shop since the mid-90s. We've been building custom choppers, baggers, anything basically with big twins for over 20 years. We manufacture all our own parts that we put out, do the metal fab, mechanicking, machining. So we do a little bit of everything. As far as the grind, you know, I always see Kevin online and stuff, and I've heard about the grind. And years ago, I used to do lots of custom bike shows, and it was a good time. When I was younger, I really enjoyed competing and trying to build something newer and better all the time. And over the years, you get more into the business part where you're doing what needs to be done and not really competing because you've kind of done that. So it was kind of fun doing all them shows and going to different places and seeing all the other builders and becoming friends. So when this opportunity come around to be a part of the grind Buildoff, you know, it was going to be a fun thing.
Pull that rag in. That's it. There.
So right now I've been working on some templates for the oil tank and the battery box, and also I've drawn out a brake rotor design, so I can have Rodney start cutting out our Lindell brake rotors. We're going to get the centers done to match the wheels, so we can get some wheels on this thing and get it mocked up, get an oil tank started, and the battery box. So we'll start cutting this stuff out of sheet metal, and we'll get some video of building this stuff. This gas tank just about finished up. I got to pressure check it, but this is a Sportster gas tank. I narrowed the rear, obviously cut the tunnel out, cut it in half, narrowed the rear, narrowed the bottom, widened the front. I like them skinny, but due to this front end being a little wider, we widened the front. And then filled it all in, did a new bottom, a new tunnel, hidden mounts that are rubber mounted on the bottom so it won't crack. New bungs, new fuel cap, so I can pressure check this thing and it'll be ready for some bodywork paint. This front end basically is a soft tail breakout tree, 49mm legs, like comes in all the new Harleys, and we got some really nice alloy art legs, and we're going to put some Rebuffini calipers on it. These are the only set of American Racing torque thrust wheels ever made for a motorcycle. I have a 23 and a 20. We have Lindau rotors that we cut out to match, and it's going to be a pretty nice combination, I think. Something special.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan Mullins. I'm the painter for Covington's Customz. Here we've got the sheet metal for the Buildoff bike. We've already got the frame over into assembly. Dave's getting that put together. We got some clear coat put on here last night. All the body work done, all the graphics done by Local Design. I came back, put all clear coat on it. I'll get it all buffed up. We still have some wheels to paint, some rotors, a couple of odds ends. We're getting it wrapped up.
It's got the 20-inch rear, all the fenders in, got the tail lights done. Got to finish the brake lines. Got to do all the electrical. Got the primary done. The engine's back together. The handlebars on. Just got to finish the brake lines up front too. And the clutch. The 23-inch front. Our custom rotors, custom wheels, custom frame, 113-inch Patrick Racing all billet engine, Baker torque box transmission, just about finished with the stainless steel hard lines. Just got to put some oil in, transmission fluid in. Let's start it, turn the fuel on. Powered up.
It's June 3rd today. We're watching, well, I was clicked off of it now, watching the grind, and we're gonna we're gonna mix up some Bondo. We're gonna use this 30-inch fender, and I'm gonna use the inside versus using the outside for a mold. I'm actually gonna use the inside to create the mold because I hate how wide these sit. So I'm gonna bodywork the inside of this fender, which will make my carbon fiber fender actually fit tighter. So I'm gonna continue watching the grind here, and we're going to mix up some body filler and get rid of that seam line that's in here, and see if we can get some work done. So I'm gonna fiberglass up the top of the fender so it's set for the lay frame. I'll get that done tonight, and then it'll be really rough tonight, but by the time I bring it to work tomorrow, I'll be able to refiberglass it, start body work, and make it look pretty. So I'm gonna get after it. Alright, so I just popped the fairing out of the mold. Here's the mold that I made the other day, just so you guys could see it. Check this out. This is fresh out of the mold. Still needs to be all cleaned up and trimmed, but I am stoked with how it looks. Absolutely love it.
I've looked at it too much, I can't tell anymore. See, that's why we spray in the dark, Matt and I. It's because being colorblind, it's easy for us to see depth than it is anything else. Transparency is transparency. Use a lighter colored sealer or almost the same colored sealer as what's going on with your base coat. You want to see if that's coming. You don't want that to happen. You want to see if you're covered is what it is. So we're looking for major coverage.
My paint jobs look better in the dark.
So you're looking for coverage and just whatever. It is what it is. That's why we do it. That's why we set the lights off. Yeah.
Alright, so we're making our grips. Aluminum grips. We got that, turning them down to 1.25 inches. So we got our 1.25 inch bar here that we made. So once we put the 1-inch slug in there, we put the 1.25 inch grip on there, it's basically going to look like just a one continuous handlebar. We got an internal throttle assembly laying around here somewhere, so should look pretty cool. Not going to have any levers, nothing up on the bar, it's just one bent broomstick. Oil bag is set, it's mounted. Got the vent lines in. Nate is getting the intake figured out here. We're doing an X-pipe style, all stainless intake. So we gotta take a bunch off of those yet, cut them down, make the grips, internal throttle assembly. Got our billet shocks from Platinum. Thanks, Mike. Those are fucking badass. Machine down, so we got them ready to go on. Making some progress today. Kind of see how everything's taking shape.
I just got back to the house. My buddy Mikey from Yaffe's came over. He's currently helping me with the front caliper setup. Trying to get that all whooped up. So I have a motor. It is not even complete. Looks like I'll be finishing the motor. I have no exhaust. I have no push rod tubes. I have a factory cam cover. I have a factory intake. That was supposed to be aftermarket. Yeah. I have a lot of things a lot of loose ends here. But I'm going to get this motor stabbed up in there. In there.
Is it? Anyway, here we are. I'm talking about the grind. I'm talking about Lone Star Rally coming up. I get to be a judge. What an honor. What an honor to get to judge these badass bikes. Oh man, I'm psyched. I'm psyched. I'm supposed to be judging paint, which obviously I know a little bit about paint, you know. What I'm looking for is making sure that the paint is done right. As far as the finish, there's no sand scratches, there's no tiger stripes, which is a back and forth motion of striping when the guy moves the paint, you know, the painter moves his airbrush. Things like that I'll be looking for. Anything else I'm looking for, you know, into the motorcycle world is the build, complexity, how long did it take you to build this, the people. Trust me, the people have to sell themselves, okay? If I don't sell myself and you don't like me, obviously you're not going to come to me and have me paint anything on your bike or anything like this. So, but yeah, I'm going to have fun with it. Get to meet some people down there, which, you know, I look forward to. But, yeah, pay attention to detail. His face, his texture, his teeth. It's gonna be like that with those bikes. I let my art speak for itself. Let your bikes speak for themselves. Put them there. Let it go. Okay? You can think you're the baddest bike builder in the world. But, you know, maybe you are at this contest. Go to another one. You're not. Go to another one. You're not. But eventually you learn from these contests on what you need to do by the judging scores. Okay, if you leave wires hanging, next competition, tuck the wire. So, you know, little things like that. Air up your tire. You know, I don't know, all that little stuff, you know, but make sure it looks shiny and pretty. You know, this is your build. You're representing, your bike is representing the builder. So like this is representing the painter. Did that painter take his time? Did he give a shit? Yeah.
look for.
This is Kevin Sockwell's dad's bike, and it means a lot to Kevin, so he's been keeping it and taking care of it and treasuring it. So, and one of his good buddies that knew his father's going to ride it in honor of his father today.
We flew into Texas today, and look what showed up. Your Uber's here. Or my Uber's here. Somebody's Uber's here. Hopefully there's a motorcycle in there. We'll find out.
That's actually called straw, and it's the color of a Ruger trigger.
No shit.
Back when we're like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, fuck it, do this.
It's nuts. It's rad though. I like the little cutouts around the seat. It adds that little.
The build went actually pretty smooth. It was a little stressful just to have so much work. Happened to come over here, finish someone's bike, and then work on this one. I'd have to stay late, whatever. I mean, it's part of it, but
We had a couple snags here and there.
A few 10 months to build, down to the last minute. I think everybody was pretty much down to the last minute.
I think all but one. Yeah. Down to the last minute or something like that. So yeah, it was interesting, nerve-wracking, exciting. Man, it was everything. Every emotion you could possibly have, you had it.
Yeah. Weirdest car ride on the way over here. Everyone's nervous. It was quite silent. No one knew what to say. But hey, we made it here. We rolled the bike in. It's amazing. It's amazing to meet all these other builders too, and the camaraderie is great.
Hands down cool.
You know, with the entire build, waiting on paint, finally got it back. I thought the paint was fucking bitching is what it was. It really was. So, got it in, got all the paint on, all on the fucking frame, struts, drivetrain, last minute electrical, you know. We started that sucker up and shot a fireball at me, and I don't know if you can see that, shot a hole in my shirt. So, I know I lit up on fire, you know, whatever, and it happens. But we got it off the lift, got it out in the sunlight. You just had to be there. You really had to be there.
Back here.
A lot of ups and downs. It went smooth for a while, and then we'd have to backtrack 2-3 days, and then it would go smooth, and then
find a new problem.
Yeah, and then when we got here, you know, it wouldn't start. I thought we were gonna have to get disqualified, but we got her, so we're in it.
How did you run into the problem of getting parts?
Well, most of our stuff is all handmade, so I mean, very little things came out of the catalog that we had to order. Oil lines and brake lines were kind of a pain in the ass to get a hold of. They're not the right lengths, but it's what we could get at the time. Riding it in was cool, and listening to some of the biggest and best builders in the industry give us praise on it for being different and being something that they've never seen before.
I'm super happy with how it ended up. It was a shit ton of work this last month. Well, last week, to be honest. We got here on Tuesday. I finished what the motor guy was supposed to finish that I paid for, and I ended up doing it. I had parts overnighted. I had buddies running to get parts, as always, last minute shit. I actually finished it about a half hour before we got here. I finally got it started. Had a ton of issues. I mean, brand new Harley part, O-rings blowing out, but it is what it is. You figure it out at the end of the day. I'm super excited how it looks. Out in the sun, it's crazy. I wish I would have cut and buffed the bag and side cover a little, or the bag and lid a little bit more, but under the patio it looked good, but out in the sun she's starting to dry out. But if you knew what I went through to get here, it's been a long road, but I'm stoked how it looks. So.
I'm giving you credit. It looks good. Even though it's not the best. No, I had to because this was with
it was the, I couldn't sneak down here with the black seat. What I'm talking about. Yeah. So I'm giving you credit. I know. Thank you.
It's like a little guilt credit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, a little bit. This is my dude. I don't care. This is my live at 5, brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying? Bestest friend. Go get that. See the resemblance? We look alike. Hey, let me tell y'all something.
You better look at you, Kevin.
Thank you, man. God damn, man. Shit, give me an upgrade.
It's ridiculous. A paperweight for $175, but it's cool.
But it's cool?
It's
People
cool.
buy it. People buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Being part of the grind was amazing. The meeting fans from the grind and meeting people that are just in the biker community was absolutely amazing to me. And the amount of people that came to the grind booth and the camaraderie that comes along with being a biker in this industry. So at any rate, this experience for the 2021 National Grind Biker Build-Off couldn't have gone any better. We did have a lot of talented bike builders in this event, and it had a large cash purse. From what we understand, possibly could be the largest cash purse given out in a bike build-off competition in the United States. So with that, Kevin Sockwell did a great job putting it together, did a great job hosting myself and my wife at his home, and then we shared a place in Galveston, Texas, and we had a really, really great time meeting all of these fantastic, classy people that attended this event.
Machined the rear rail at a 1/4-inch steel, bent it up, machined the down tubes on both parts of the frame. Got a Patrick Racing 113 billet round cylinder, Baker torque box where it cuts the ignition when you shift left clutch. Got a Baker stainless steel pulley open belt drive with
a all carbon fiber bike. The only thing not carbon fiber is the dash and interfering. All handmade, one-off. I made the bolts and everything in-house.
A lot of friends. We saw it and dug it and stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, I've seen it. That's cool.
The engineering was just mind-blowing on it, so that was real cool. This is from a local guy in Bodie, Illinois. This is blown glass. This is blown glass. The blue that you see in there is a glass they made about 15 years ago in Germany. They discontinued because it was so expensive to make. We had enough left and added it to our bike. 1 gallon old school fire extinguisher that we brazed all back together and did it work as an oil bag. It's an Ultima 140 cubic inch motor, 6-speed trans. Paints I made all in-house. So this is all Exo Nobel paint on here. I made all the paint in-house off of their mixing system. I didn't have a formula. I just kind of started writing everything down and going as I go. We incorporated variegated brass in here, airbrush rivets, and then this is all hand brushed around the black to kind of give it that aging look. So we put that in there. The seats, this is 45 feet of hand braided suede, and we did very little machine stitching on it. We put brass rivets, copper rivets, and brass washers. We did some machine stitching, most of it's hand stitched. And then this is off an old school front end, like the Rook style front end. We inverted it. All at 10 months. Yes, sir.
8 iron head, full weight frame out of it.
It's aluminum wheels, stainless spokes. We heat it up each one to match the bike. Factory lower legs, we lop them off, make kind of a leading axle, you know, to get it down far enough. 4 different air ride companies are used, different to make this all work.
And then my best friend, buddy old boy, he freaking hands me a whole wad of cash. Says, here, count this out for the winners and hold on to it for me. So yeah, walking around with a crap ton of money in my pocket. $25,000, I do believe. And yeah, I don't even know if I've ever held that much money, to tell you the truth, at one time. And yeah, a little nerve-wracking.
Building bikes to me is an emotional release. I get lost in my own head and I'm able to escape a little bit and just sit here and geek out on the computer and draw parts and bend tube and cut and weld and grind, and there's probably nothing more satisfying in the whole process other than welding, just to assemble molten puddles of steel and aluminum. And it's methodical, it's therapeutic, it's really fun, and I can't think of it as something that is work when I enjoy it so much. You know, you show up to work every day and you put in the effort to get the product done, and yeah, you show up, it's work, but at the same time, it's really important to know that we do this because we love it and we have a passion to do it. And I do not wake up ever and say, man, my job sucks. I definitely wake up and say, holy shit, I have a lot to do today, but I don't ever say my job sucks, you know? So bike building is something I do in order to translate a story more than anything.
I want everybody to know that we are really judicious about this. I'm the asshole that likes to lay on the ground, pick on everybody's shit, look underneath it, make sure that you didn't, like, you know, not shave your pussy before you got done bringing it here so we can take a look at it. So for everybody that brought their bikes, I want to say congratulations, number one. It takes a lot of effort to make sure that you put forth the effort to actually show up, because we know there's a bunch of people that did not. But their money still gets contributed to the pot. So that's the way this rolls. So if anybody's got an issue with it, that's tough shit. You either put up or shut up. You guys put up, we appreciate it. So Kevin's got an award that he wants to give out first. We're going to let him do the announcing on that. I just want to say for everyone who did build a bike, thanks for doing it. No matter the outcome, don't get discouraged. I got my ass kicked for many, 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 many years, man. And, you know, go back to the drawing board, smile. You guys did a good thing regardless of the outcome. You guys all put it in, and you sacrificed your customers' time, which cost you money, and your own money to build these. So no matter the outcome, man, just keep your head up. You guys did a good job, so you guys should definitely be proud of that. And we're definitely, you can ask us anything you want about your bikes, and we'll show you where we felt, you know, what we thought. So, and thank you again. Okay, I want to thank everybody that came out today. Beautiful day to ride, beautiful day to see the competition. Everybody did a fantastic job. I mean that. It was a very, very close competition. I mean that. You're talking 1 or 2 points. Everybody did a great job. Again, thank you for coming out. Thank you for Kevin and the Grind right here. You can watch him on Thursday nights from 9 to whenever he stops talking.
First off, thank you to all the builders. I really appreciate y'all supporting me. Started this shit 4 years ago with just builder against builder.
Closer. Trust me. We're good. We can't trust you.
But all of you guys believed in me enough in this tile show to actually participate. So what I did as a novice builder, I wanted to, without these guys, I wanted to pick a bike that inspired me for future builds. So just remember, this is just my personal pick. Every single bike here is amazing, but there was one bike that got me.
Next year.
You get this trophy.
Next year.
And this custom knife by Luis Rodriguez. So, my pick for this trophy, check out.
Congratulations. Thanks. What's that?
On either one of y'all.
So this is for the soft-tail bagger class. We have 17,000 even. Woo! Hurley's Inc. wins. Gotta go.
Let's go.
All right. So the winner of this class is David Covington. Covington Customz.
Make sure you report that to the tax bugger. Yeah. Thanks for showing up. Shit. I appreciate you. Anything? That's my bike. That's all you got to say. What's up? My bike, punk. Close and loud.
Close and loud. Now, I want to thank you guys. It's a cool show. Haven't actually built a bike for a show in a long time. It's fun. Anyway, it's fun.
Every one of these builders fought a battle, every single one of them. You know, and it happens. It's part of bike building. You roll with the punches and you keep going. But I do want to say this. I appreciate every single person that had something to do with this, all the way from Earl, all the way down to my wife and my friends for helping me the day of the show. I want to say thank you to my best friend Troy for helping me count. And you don't realize $25,000 is hard to count out and make sure you've got everything laid out. But he also took the responsibility of being responsible for that money and holding that money just damn near the whole weekend until we were able to give the money away. I want to say congratulations to David Covington from Covington Cycle City in Oklahoma for walking away with the $17,500 for the bagger class. I would say congratulations to the other builder that walked away with the $7,500 from the chopper bobber class, but he informed us he wanted nothing to do with this show. Even though he won, he informed us don't use his name, don't use any of his images, don't use nothing. So he is a $7,500 sore winner. That's pretty bad when you're a sore winner, not a sore loser. I want to say thanks to James Ozzie for actually showing up and pushing his bike into the arena to be judged. but because the bike didn't run, he was disqualified right then when he pushed it in. And he knew it. I had a conversation with him, but I'll tell you what, he showed up. He still put his bike in there. He hung out the entire time. He's just a great guy. There was a lot of poking and prodding on Facebook from Ozzy, which, you know, I think that's part of it when you're getting in this industry, trying to make friends and trying to be a part of the whole community. But I'll tell you what, man, for everything that he did and being a stand-up guy and actually leaving his bike there with the other 5 bikes, that was pretty awesome to me. Even though he knew right then he was disqualified, he still participated. He still showed up and he still did what he's supposed to do. And for that, I say thank you. For everybody that believed in me, everybody that has been watching this show for the last 4 years grow and evolve into what it is, I want to say thank you. This year was a hard year for everybody. Everybody involved. It was a hard year, but everybody still showed up and represented good, and I appreciate that. I can't wait for 2022. A couple little changes, but we're going to be, I think 2022 is going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot bigger, a lot better, and there might be a documentary of that one too.